Right, so market update. Should you be diving in this first week of April or should you be a bit more cautious? Well, bottom line is at the moment, I'm afraid you should be a bit more cautious. This is the S&P 500 daily. And if I zoom into that for you, what you can see as well, so we've had a great closing to March. The MACD, which is a momentum indicator, it's at the bottom half of the screen, has somewhat overbought on the daily charts and is pushing lower, and the prices are following that. So it would suggest it's not going to be the strongest of weeks. How can you tell what's going to happen on the daily? You look at the weekly, and it's the weekly which is suggesting some weakness in the S&P 500. And by that, what I mean is when the MACD, that momentum indicator, gets close to its dotted signal line, its own moving average, it tends to take a pause and then the prices tend to move a bit lower before resuming back up. So I'm not saying that the prices won't resume back up. I'm just saying there's no mad rush this week. Now, the reason I spent so long on that is because the NASDAQ similar, probably lagging a bit. So it might have a good week this week and then catch up next week with more likely falls. But there is downward pressure this week. The FTSE is going to be pressured by the US markets to some extent. However, it is not in as bad a position as the American market. So would that continue higher? Well, it tends to be a bit flatter. Just look at it. So the performance, whilst it might not be as highly correlated to the American markets, it's also not going to blow the doors off either. It's less volatile. Dow Jones, again, very similar story, expecting that to move lower, expecting that to come off a little bit. No market crash is predicted or anything. I'm just saying there's just a bit more downward pressure and we're still in that downward trend, so probably more likely to do that before going up. Hope you found that useful. Have a look at my campaign for $1 million. There's the URL where I give you lots of free education on investing better in the markets. Thank you.